So great. Welcome to DevOps session, which is a demo today. So just we'll go over what is what. I'll just share my screen. So we have so something about me. I'm Harish. I have now 11 years of experience in building and developing DevOps solutions on cloud, mostly into AWS, nowadays into Azure as well. I have a couple of certificates. Doesn't matter until you have hands-on. So that's a small just about me. So how I start DevOps is with the story of how the name came to be. Someone in the audience, if you know how DevOps name came to be, like have you guys heard that story somewhere? Or no? Yes? No? Show of hands. Nitin or Ravi, like, have you guys heard about the DevOps story? No? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we know about the DevOps that the way of working, I mean, it has been changed over the time. So we come into DevOps, so it's
yeah. Right, kind of related to this, yes. So how it started was just put this in. When there were development and operation teams, right? So they were all separate. We used to have waterfall model where people just develop things for months and just push it to the what to say. Okay, give me 1 minute. And they just push those changes to the operations team where they'll run and maintain. So there was a split between them. So there was a person called Patrick DeBoy. He's kind of referred to as the father of DevOps. And what he noticed was there was more issues between developers who are writing the code and the sysadmins who are maintaining the servers and stuff and things, right? So new guys who are joined, like we are just in the first slide. So I'm Harish. I will be the trainer. I'm just going through a quick story of what is DevOps. So we'll set a context and then we'll see what and all things we'll cover, right? So the story starts in 2007, where a person called Patrick DeBoy notices issues between developers and sysadmins and more fights between them. And then he attended a conference. He wanted to attend a conference in 2008 by Andrew Schaffer. So he's also his friend. Now they're friends. He wanted to attend this person's session in US called Agile Infrastructure, but it was cancelled because no one was there. So he chased him, and they started discussing how to solve these issues between dev and operations team. Then around 2009, there was a Velocity conference. If you would have heard about Flickr, there was an app, like now Pinterest things are there. Flickr was an app. So yeah, they used to deploy like 10 or 15 times a day. So that was a big thing at 2009 point of time, right? And that presentation was done in a conference, Velocity 9 conference, but Patrick DeBoy couldn't attend. So he started tweeting at that time saying, Twitter was there. So he tweeted saying, I couldn't attend the conference and ranting that. So these guys said, why don't you run your own conference about this in your region? So he was from Europe. So he started some conferences around the same topics, and he named it DevOps Days, and it started gaining traction. Twitter that day had a word limit, 240 characters, so people started cutting it down into DevOps. So that's how the name came to be. Now it's evolved into so many forms: DevSecOps, MLOps, whatever you say. Now SRE and platform engineering kind of thing, right? So this is how the evolution of what DevOps is, kind of a small story. Right? And so if we go to next slide, this is what we were seeing, right? DevOps, leave out the tooling and stuff, so many things are there. It's a mindset. So how process, technologies and tools help to move things faster, like help to deploy your application or deliver things faster is what DevOps is. It's a composition of all these tools, technologies, process, and the people with the mindset, everything together is what your DevOps is, right? These concepts only you have to taken. Whatever we'll discuss like 20 different tools in the session, but all those things will this year it will be there. Next year that 20 tools will be some other tools. The concepts of how things are done is what you have to take away from the session and practice on your own and learn and try to implement those in your setups or in your organizations, and then kind of present those. So that's how the cycle goes. So how I start is with this, and then we go in through and do a DevOps stages. So everywhere you will hear something called DevOps lifecycle or process or workflow. So this is that how a planning or a requirement is done. So everywhere where you are going to develop something, it will be application or a website or app, whatever. So you are going to have some requirements around it, which is going to change a new, adding new things or removing things or making it more robust. So you will have to do planning or requirement. Yeah, this will be like agile planning session. And then you will develop it, obviously using some languages like Java, Python, or whatever, .NET. And then you will build things. Building is like packaging it. If you are into .NET NuGet kind of things, or NPM, or PyPy, or what to say, more of application packages, and then testing it. Obviously, you have to do unit testing, functional testing, all those things in the first stage, and then releasing it as packaging and releasing it as Docker images, then deploying it and running it on Kubernetes kind of things nowadays, and monitoring it, obviously, how your app is, and then upgrading or patching. So the cycle repeats. So all this encompasses into DevOps, right? And there are subcategories in this. So there is a category called, whenever you refer DevOps somewhere, they'll say CI/CD. So that CI is continuous integration, which encompasses planning, develop, build, test, till release. And then there are continuous deployment and continuous delivery. So continuous deployment is something which more mature DevOps organizations practice, where they build and deploy till production without any manual intervention, because their process is so robust, like everything is automated, tested, and then deployed, right? But we have more controlled versions as well, continuous delivery, where we'll have everything ready, but we'll have a human or a human intervention required to press that deploy or approve that deploy. So that is called continuous delivery, right? So, and agile is something where we do our project planning status, your Jira, your conferences, where you move in the requirements in your task, those kind of things. That's the first one or two parts, right? So this is what your agile is. So this with this we'll break off from slide and just show you what we'll actually build and do. So first things first, so we'll start off with Git and GitHub. So that's your source control mechanism. So what we'll do is we'll create some repositories, and this is my repo. So one thing you will get out of the session at the last is you will have a repo like this with all the details of what you have done, and I'll also help you with all the blogs and stuff. So whatever you're learning, right? If you share across as a video or blog or something which the community needs, that will help you learn. Obviously, when you write, you will get some ideas, but you'll get more feedback from the community as well. Once you publish a blog, people will start commenting and saying this can be done this way, or how good it is, and your profile also increases. So whatever you are learning, let's say installing something or configuring something, put it as a readme here or a blog somewhere in the dev.to. I can help you set those things up, and then share it in LinkedIn or your Twitter, wherever you're active, and make a presence. Like, you have to project yourself as or what you're working towards. So I've written quite a few blogs, like around 12 or 15 in my this one, and some 500, 600 followers are there. I write whenever I have time, so apart from my job. So when you are learning, if you write, it's more convenient, and you will get that what to say flow going. Like, you have created, you have learned something, you have created a audience out of it, and you can later monetize out of it. So that's the flow, right? this is the first thing. So we'll, as first part of the DevOps session, we'll go over Git. We'll go over the Git commands, how it is and what it is. Then we'll go over the strategies of how branches works and all. That is in the GitHub. If you learn one concept in Git and GitHub side, same can be applied across any SCM, which is GitLab or Bitbucket or your own on-prem server. So give me one example, just right. So that is what your takeaway should be. So you are learning Git, you are doing all the commands, and that can be applied across any cloud vendors or any SCM which is going to be used, right? So the takeaway should be that. Then once we do this Git part, we break off into Jenkins. This is your go-to CI or CD builder. So it's open source tool to do all your workflows. How I start this is with a sample application. So somebody here has a GitHub account or a username. Can you just tell or ping it in the chat? We can test some sample applications which we'll be using in the course. Someone has? You can type it as well. No? Okay, let's say, yeah. Okay, first thing, then you guys have to create a GitHub profile where you'll share all your code, both DevOps and stuff. So, right, so I'll just try with mine. So this is a sample app. It's a fast API Swagger Python-based application to get details about a user in the GitHub. So I'll put my name and I'll say, go and get the user details of public repo here, right? So, and it's going to say my user is having 19 public repos. So kind of a API, and one more API is there follows. We can keep on adding APIs to this. So this will be the application we'll be using to run through our lifecycle, whatever we saw here. So we saw all these, right? So adding one more API will be a requirement, and how we develop, build, test, and deploy, monitor, or upgrade it will be the whole course. So that's this app. And we run it through Jenkins here. So if you see all the stages here, it mimics whatever we see here. We are going to use the Git for the GitHub for the repo, and then we are going to build test it using Sonar Cube kind of scanners to run over our code for quality checks, and then store our code in repositories like Nexus, and then move our code to Docker. So this, what URL you see is kind of running in Docker container, and then we have stages like Helm charts. So Helm chart is nothing but how you package and deploy application to Kubernetes. Then we'll set up. So once we go over those things, then we'll set up servers to run our Kubernetes. So this is running in a EK setup. If you see my screen, yeah. So this is kind of a Terraform which comes under infrastructure as code and to run your applications in. And once we run that, then we go in to see how things go from your local to being tested and containerized and then deployed as a package or Helm package to Kubernetes. So, and then we'll see other plugins like how to expose your application outside, how to safeguard it, how to make it scalable, how to kind of make it more robust, and then monitor it, and then do a upgrade or patch to all these. So whatever I've told you here covers like kind of 15 different tools here. So if we go down the slides over here, yeah, so this is somewhat of the high level what we'll be doing throughout the course. Like we'll be doing one stage in a week or two, and then seeing how it is. And I will help you set up your own repos, your own pipelines, and run the same things there. And once that is done, we can go over and create your own cloud accounts to run your setups if you require after the class. And then what we have is we'll come back to GitHub and then write all those things as commands or outputs and stuff here, so that you can showcase those as your skills and projects, whatever you build after that. So this is the flow which I generally share. And if you want anything to include between that, we can go over. And what covers here is the whole agenda, like basic DevOps pipelines, and then how to build, test, scan, and how to package. We'll cover containers, we'll cover Docker, how to build Docker files, how to test it, how to prepare Helm charts to make a package for Kubernetes, how to set up Kubernetes itself using AKS, AWS EKS cluster, and then Prometheus and Grafana to monitor the clusters and your application. So we can just show you some samples of, So this is a Kubernetes cluster which is running inside our AWS, where we have Prometheus and Grafana as a chat, and then we have stuffs like this is the application chat, which is going to run our API, which we saw there, right? This one. So, and to run before this, we have to create a Docker file for it that comes under the same application library, where we package your app with all the dependencies as a container and then move it to the Kubernetes. So all these are the stages, or some the pipelines which we run through. So so if you guys have any doubts in this, please ask. The content wise for demo, that's all I have. Like whatever you see from the screen was the content, but building this, and so if we go back to Jenkins, right? So building all these and moving it till the Kubernetes cluster, which you saw here, is going to take you like 1.5 months time. So to understand everything, to do this by yourself. So in our previous sessions also, we used to have other users creating and experimenting with the pipelines and running. So this is how we kind of move from one session to session. And yes, you will have some issues, and we can debug throughout the sessions as well. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to have or show. So if you guys have any questions or about what we'll cover, or more details into what is required, we can discuss that. No questions? I mean, you guys can hear me, right? Like, or and somewhere along the way, once you have all these GitHubs set, your profile with all the blogs and things set up like this, how to write your resumes as well. That will be in the last one, but yes, we'll form the foundation of that. But everything here will be of practice. So all the commands, whatever I'm using, and the course will be recorded, so you can go in and try that. So I used to put the commands in GitHub with the explanations, so you can try those things as well. Any confusions, or if you want any doubts in pipeline, you can let me know. Or you can type in chat as well. So, yeah. No? Any questions? Abhi or Ali or Abba, right? Am I spelling it correctly, or Nitin or Sohail? Guys should be interactive here, or else session needs to be like mostly only you guys will do. I'll just guide you with all these steps because I've done this a lot of times. And you guys have to see if you run mostly, you'll get errors and you have to debug and share with me, and all those things will be there. So you have to be interactive, or else there is you can learn online and other things, but you are coming for kind of help from the trainer, right? Like you have to tell what you understand or what not. And if something is vague, then from whatever we discussed now, you can tell me, I can explain it further. So that's how we improve. So if it was helpful, or what else if you want to cover, those things you can tell me or put it in chat as well, that we can go through, right? Or what is your expectations? That is also you can tell. I think when you guys were joining, Nitin was introducing himself. He was in IT, so the other guys, if you want to introduce and what is your expectation, also is fine. Start with Abhi or something. You're there? Yeah, not able to hear you.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Hi,
Yes.
sir, Abhishek.
Yeah. Yes, Abhijit.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir, Abhishek.
Abhishek. Okay, yeah. Yeah, tell me. So
Yes,
what?
sir. What, sir, exactly? You can ask anything?
No. That's what. This is a quick intro. What you are
Okay.
expecting and what you are doing in your current career.
Okay, exactly. Sir. Good morning, sir, and good morning, friends. I'm Abhishek Suryavanshi. I'm from Maharashtra, district Dhule. So I have 2.5 years of experience in IT sector, means cloud related engineering, cybersecurity profile. But only profile is that in my company. But work is very changed, not in proper DevOps. So I'm moving DevOps profile. Proper guide after 2-3 years ago. I don't have any guidance in provide to US organization. So I'm moving very good. I'm looking for very good opportunity in technology also, in work also. So
okay, sure. Yeah, that's what. So you have to. This course will help you set a path or roadmap, like. But you guys have to practice and do all those things, whatever we'll discuss. So yeah, that's good. Abhishek, welcome. And Ali, am I audible now? Or Harbar Ali, right? Like.
Sir,
yes.
I'll ask one question.
Yeah, Abhishek.
Sir, what is the steps between the means? What is the process between the class for topic wise? Means what are the topic between the two you can cover?
I can send you. There is a. Okay, I think Prabjot will have that in our. There is a deck, but yeah, if you see my screen, right? So overall, this will be the kind of topics, and mostly this is high level. So each and one of these blocks will have certain things, commands and stuff we'll go over. So yes, what individual things I think Prabjot can share with you. Mostly, if you want to outline, it's like first few sessions will be like basics of DevOps. We'll go over slightly over the stages and pipelines and all, and then Linux and Git, obviously, which will be our basic for all this things over here, and Jenkins, few sessions on Jenkins and Maven and Sonar, which will come over here. And then we'll go for Ansible and Docker, where we'll build and releases, and then we go for Kubernetes and Terraform, which will come under the deploy part, and then we'll go for monitoring and upgrade. And along the way, we'll do some GitHub, your profile related things, which will help you showcase whatever we are building. So this is the flow. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Harbar, you can go.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. Hi, Haris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to know that is this course is paid or or it is free?
That you have to discuss with Prabjot, who invited you to the session, right? I'm just a trainer. Pricing, other things you have to discuss with her. So what we are going to cover and what you'll get is what I'm telling to, right?
Okay, okay. Can we get any form of document that where all the things should be mentioned?
Yes, I think you will. After this, you will. Yes, I'll just check whether there is a PDF which will show you, or if not, I'll share in the group as well if they don't have. So whatever is here, I'll put it into a PDF and share. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And what will be the duration of this course? Like 1 month, 2 months?
It's 32 hours. So I previous things, so around 1.5 months. Weekends we do. So yeah,
Classes will be weekly, weekends.
weekends. Yeah, 2 hours in weekends. So 4 hours per week. And if 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours per week, you can do till 1.5 months. We should cover everything from start to finish. But depends on if you have any doubts, it might go. That's
Yeah, okay.
okay. Great.
Thanks.
Where we left? Yeah, Nitin, we just spoke. Shahid Sohail, right? My spelling it correctly. You're able to hear us?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We can able to hear you.
Yeah. So, what is your expectation? Like, what your background is from?
I have completed my graduation in April 2022, and after that, I enrolled myself into Azure admin course and successfully completed, and also possess a Microsoft Associate certification in Azure 104.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and
Okay.
further, I want to expand my career into DevOps. That's why I'm looking for DevOps course.
Okay, great. Okay. What I'm doing mostly, the backend things are in AWS because I have my account where I can give you stuff. But yes, similar things should apply for Azure as well, which you can explore and try. Concepts are going to stay the same Linux server or container wherever you run. But yeah, those resource names, all those things will change. But okay, good to know. And Bernard, we know Bernard is already in our session. Someone new joined. Hello.
I have one question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Is this a cloud native DevOps course or is specific to free tier? Means the application that openly available?
So this is kind of agnostic, where all the tools which you use are open source, Jenkins and stuff, and it should apply for anything. That's how I have added the course structure, so that it's not very specific. But the backend thing where we are running the stuff is on AWS. As I said, this command, it's such a Linux command wherever you're going to run is going to be same. So yeah, it's going to be agnostic on.
Okay.
Yeah, someone new joined. I'm not able to see the name. Hi.
Hi, this is Chellam.
Okay, hi. So just quick, I'm Harish. That train, like, you joined now or you joined before? Like, you went through the session? No.
No, actually I joined egain DevOps course before, so
Okay.
I wanted to refresh that one.
Oh, great. This, if you see my screen, that's the one which I thought of going over with the session here. So yeah. Yeah. Who else? No, this is a demo, right? So we'll not have much to show you here, apart from I was showing how the pipelines run from Git till the Kubernetes here, and how the pods run with the applications, and showcasing the sample app. Is this one, and how the monitoring works. So that's what we were just going through, and some slides as well. And okay, so I'll check with Prabhjot and send the course structure in that group. You guys can go over and you can connect with her for other things like course details or the pricings and all. I'm not aware of that, but the structure I'll send in the group. You can go over and see, and let me know if you have any doubts or inclusions which you need if you are going to attend the class. Right. That's all I had from my side. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I'm sorry. I just want to know about the ELK and like how is it different from the like Prometheus and Grafana? Because I always get confused with like these two things. One is ELK and one is like Prometheus.
So ELK was the front runner. Like they were the first to do all the the log and aggregation kind of thing. So Elastic, Logstash, and Kibana were three software set of tools to collect your logs, metrics, and show it in a visually good way. So in Kibana, right? But it went on to many other changes like FluentD or EFK, things like that. So there are many stacks nowadays: ELK, EFK, EFB, and those kind of things. So Prometheus is kind of new compared to ELK, but Prometheus and Grafana are more predominant now with more customizable things, more configurable things, and it's more lightweight and easier to maintain than ELK. ELK architecture is a bit different. Prometheus, and it's more cloud native. Prometheus kind of things. ELK and all started, it was not much of a cloud native one. So this is more good to work with in the cloud or Kubernetes kind of concepts. And there are many natively, what to say, it works well with certain things which are good for workdays, workloads which are microservices or Dockerized nowadays, right? And Prometheus by default is something you use for metric level aggregations. For logging, you still need a option which you can put it into Grafana as a UI, but you need a backend like CloudWatch or some other logging mechanism which are lightweight than your ELK. Nowadays, AWS has their own open search service, which is like a clone of fork of ELK, which is running, but it's heavy, costly to run that as a service. But to run Prometheus and Grafana, it's much cheaper. We'll have that session. So I have like 2 hours of installing and configuring Prometheus and Grafana for the app. And there are 2 things. One is for the application itself, and one is for the monitoring the infrastructure, your nodes and clusters itself. So both we'll do. Anything else?
Yeah, no. No, it is actually, it was like pretty much explained. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Okay. I'll share in the what to say, the group, the WhatsApp group with what we'll go in all these stages as a, so that you guys can read. And if you want, you can add and request to add. I'll just go over and see if it can be added to the session. But this will be like 30 or 35 hours, around 1.5 months. It will go over. So as well. Yeah. If we have nothing else, we can stop and then you guys can give feedback in the group. Fine. Thank you for attending. We'll see. Bye.